and welcome back to the Can Be podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Castle. My passion is to inspire you to be everything that you want to be. Have you ever had a big goal you wanted to achieve and then you stopped doing the work to reach the goal? So then the guilt of failing yourself kept you from trying again. Maddy Rodriguez is a CFO of a successful company with her husband, Rene Rodriguez. And if you've never worked with your spouse before, that's a job in itself. She's the mom of a 3-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 7-year-old. That's a busy household. And she is about to be a first-time winner of a fitness competition. She's been working on this fitness journey, and what she's learned through that journey for the last 16 weeks is the power of one. She learned to focus on the little goals daily instead of the big win at the end. And I'm excited for her to share how she's doing it all, how she's being it all, just being all she wants to be. Let's get started on today's episode. All right, Maddy, I am so excited for you to share with me and the audience. What's so fun about this being my own podcast is I can just find interesting people that I want to know more information about. I want to know the story. I want to know the why behind it all. And I get to interview you, and then I learn a lot, and then my audience does too. So thank you for being here today.
I love it. Thanks for asking. When you sent me a message, I was so excited. Renee and I are huge fans of you, and being asked to be on your podcast is special, and I'm excited to be here.
Well, I'm big fans of y'all, so we're just all one big fan family.
Perfect.
So, are you really going to be 50?
No, I'm 33.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. You are not even anywhere near 50. Okay.
No, he just turned 47.
I was going to ask you what you're using, because, I mean, you're just, yes, okay.
Renee just had a birthday, and he just turned 47.
That's where I got the almost 50.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, so when I was about to turn 50, I've been going to the gym for, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. But I go because I just think it's really important to continue to move, like stay moving.
Right.
And also because I understand the importance of getting away from your, whatever it is that you're doing, go to the gym and just get all of those good, feel good hormones going through your body and all of that. I thought, okay, I'm almost 50. I'm going to do a competition because then I have a goal, a dopamine junkie that I am, I'm going to put a goal out there. I'm going to do a competition. It's hard.
It's a lot of work.
I didn't make it past a couple of weeks of working on that. So when I saw that you were doing a competition, number one, when is it? So we can cheer you on.
October 1st. We're less than 2 weeks out.
What kind of competition are you doing?
So it's a fitness competition. I'm competing in the bikini category. And kind of like you, I have always worked out. I've always been in the gym, and I have 3 kids. They're 3, 5, and 7 now. And they definitely took over my life between that and work. And I realized one day I looked in the mirror and I said, I'm tired all the time and I don't like the way I look. And I rolled over, I looked at my husband, I said, I'm going to do a fitness competition. He's like, okay, yeah. And I'm like, no, I'm going to. And that was 15, 16 weeks ago. And I committed to doing it. And it's definitely been a journey trying to figure out how to balance it all.
16 weeks ago?
16 weeks ago, I started. Woo. Yeah. And, it's a lifestyle change. And I think for me, the learning is after the competition, what my life is going to be like, realizing what I can do, what you can actually fit in a day. And when you pick a goal and really go for it, what you can do for yourself and prove it to yourself. I kind of made it this competition outside of Renee telling people. I really haven't told many people. And him and I talk quite a bit about this, about keeping your goals to yourself sometimes, how it pushes you in a different way. The only person that you're going to give up on is yourself. And so that's been a big, big part of it for me.
I love it. So is this a secret that we're sharing with everybody?
No, it's not a secret. I just, as you see on my social media, I post about my workouts here and there, but I definitely don't say what it is. And after the show, I'll for sure do something. But
Absolutely.
no, it's not a secret.
So tell me the commitment like that. If I were to tell Jeff that I was going to do a competition like this,
Mhm.
obviously because of the workouts and
Mhm.
because of the eating habits that had to
Mhm.
change, it changes the whole dynamic of the family.
Mhm.
Are you cooking two different meals for everybody? What are you
Yeah,
doing?
and that's probably been the biggest challenge. And for work, as my husband travels nonstop for work, and we do have kids, so I try and go about 50% of the time, and I've had to cut back just so much on that, and that's been really hard. So from a family perspective, the kids, they probably don't notice the difference between him and I. It's definitely a challenge, but he's joined in my fitness journey, and that's helped a lot. But I get up, 5 a.m. So I'm done with my morning workout by 6 when the kids get up because they have an early morning bus. And I always pre-make my meals. So then when we do have family dinner, I just grab my meal out, and it's all planning. And I personally would not be successful in this if I didn't plan everything out at least a couple days in advance, because it's so much planning and the timing has to be perfect and everything.
Well, and I imagine you got 3, 5, and 7. They're busy with their own stuff. At least the 5 and the 7. I'm sure there's sports and other activities that they're
Right.
doing. So you're planning
Right.
for them and for you.
Right, right. So I was at a soccer game the other night eating my sweet potato on the sidelines.
And everybody
But
around you, I'm sure, is like used to seeing you, grab something out of your bag and just start eating.
yeah, yep, absolutely, absolutely.
So how many times a day do you work out? Just the one 5 a.m.?
No, so right now that we're a lot closer, I've lost a total of 25 pounds. And
Wow.
so we're a lot closer, and so it's a lot more intense. So I wake up in the morning at 5 a.m. I do 45 minutes of fasted cardio, and it's usually just walking or on my bike. I don't run anymore or do any of that.
Mhm.
I lift almost every single day. Some weeks I'll take a day off in the afternoon, and then in the evening I do a 30-minute walk at an incline. And so adding in that third workout is a change now for the end, just part of the whole plan. And that's kind of why when I said this for me isn't a lifestyle I want to live, but it's a goal that I wanted to achieve that helped me get back on track to what I needed and what was missing and where I want to be and where I want to go.
Yeah. So really what's next? Do you think you'll do another competition again, or you'll just,
No, just stay healthy. I sleep so much better. My skin is so much better. Everything, my mood is better. Everything has just changed. And it's stuff that we all know.
right?
But, and I think having a competition is, people do health and fitness journeys and then they get to a certain point and they reward themselves too soon. And I'm
Mhm.
totally one of those people. And it pushes you past that. And now I'm at this place where it's like, okay, I can do this. I can meet these goals. I can eat this way and, realize what it takes to actually do it also.
Absolutely. So the kids, I mean, the kids really, do they even know what's going on?
No, they see me working out. We have a gym in our basement. They see me working out more, and my older one will be like, "Mom, why do you always work out now?" and that kind of stuff, but not doesn't phase them too much.
Yeah. It's just so, it doesn't really matter what the goal is, the
Mhm.
commitment to the goal. I mean, you're 16 weeks in to
Mhm.
making such a big commitment. And I know there's been times where you're like, yeah, just forget it. This is just way too hard. Talk
Mhm.
about that. I mean,
Absolutely. I think I read a book one time by Rachel Hollis. I can't remember, or Hollis, however you say her name,
mhm,
and she talked about how when you start running for the first time, if your goal is to run 3 miles, you're just going to fail. Realistically, the average person is. So if you can say, today I'm going to walk around the block and not stop. Tomorrow I'm going to walk around the block twice.
mhm,
Tomorrow I'm going to run once around the block and walk twice. You can look back and say, well, I did it yesterday, so I know I can do that today.
mm,
I got up at 5 a.m. and I did that cardio I was supposed to yesterday, so I know I can do it today. Even if I'm tired, it's like, but I know I have it in me because I already did it once. And I think that's one thing that my trainer has been so good about. When I first started, I'm like, that's it. I'm only doing this 40-minute workout today. And I only, this is it. Shouldn't I just be wanting to throw up? And he's like, no.
Mhm.
And for me, it made me really reflect on my life as a whole, how I'm so all in or I'm so all out with what I'm doing.
That's what I was
And
thinking for
I get
myself.
motivated and then I'm like, I'm going to do this. 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 And then because you mess up on one, you just kind of fail on them all. And
Mhm.
so I really, going forward from this competition in my life, I want, okay, I'm going to focus just this month on being more patient with the kids and then one work goal, making 2 or 3 more sales calls. And that's it.
Mhm.
Because, someone like me or someone like you, we love a lot on our plate. We love moving. We
Right.
love doing things. We want to be involved. We want to help people. But I just think humans in general, we're doing too much at once. And I have excelled more in this journey than in other journeys that I've done. And I think it's because of that focus and also changing what rewards are. So many people, oh, I ate bad, so I'm going to work out, or I'm going to work
Mhm.
out hard so I can go eat out. And I've changed it. For me, I get up at 5 a.m. and my reward for getting up early is that I have 20 minutes to drink my coffee alone before
Mhm.
my kids are up. Where before working out, I got up when they got up at 6. And so I would drink my coffee with them, usually cold, da 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 da, and just changing what the reward is for yourself is so cool. I mean, it's crazy how I get so excited about my coffee in the morning,
Absolutely.
versus being excited about eating junk food or whatever it is. And
Mhm.
once you learn to appreciate different rewards, I think you feel the excitement around it.
Well, there's two things that you said that really came to mind. So, as part of the coaching program, we at Guild, The Power of One, the
Okay.
book, The Power of One, we
Yes.
just started reading. Ed, is it
Milet.
Milet?
Mm-hmm.
And, or even you think about the compound effect. And I think you're absolutely right, because I'm an all-in person too. I mean, I just feel like I either have to jump into the deep end and then
Right.
just dog paddle my way till I figure out how to swim,
Mm-hmm.
or I just don't even get in the water. And that's
Mm-hmm.
that's been my tendency in the past. But I too am trying to learn the power of one, or just that compound effect. Because
Mm-hmm.
if it's just this one thing that I'm going to learn or do different today,
Mm-hmm.
for 365 days, that's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of change.
It's a
So
lot of change.
if people just give themselves more grace and
Mm-hmm.
patience and just learn that one is okay. Like, that's
Right.
great.
And the change, that one thing for me, what I found changes so much other in such a big way, and you don't get wore out.
Mhm.
I'm a strong believer of that we can do so much more than what we think, or so many people are, I'm tired, I'm overworked. And I believe, obviously there's other reasons why, but I believe
Right.
it's usually because we're not utilizing our time properly, and we're not executing at a fast enough pace or
Mhm.
even an organized pace. And I think, even with this, it's like I'm adding in literally an entire new lifestyle and I'm still doing all the same work. And it's just, you have to do it organized. And I also believe if you pick to do the harder thing, not all the time, but 90% of the time, your life is just easier, and it could be simple things of get up early versus I'm going to work out tonight, because you're not going to work out tonight. And then you're going to be bummed about the way you feel down the line because you didn't do it. Or I'm going to put the dishes or the clothes away tonight instead of saying I'm going to do it in the morning because I'm not, or I'm going to be rushed. And I've taken that, just pick the harder thing and do it, because most of those harder things are just things we don't want to do because they're annoying and we have to do it
Or
anyway,
boring.
or boring. Exactly. And if you just do it and get it out of the way, then you get that free time and that true downtime that you're not like, I shouldn't be sitting here because I know I have that laundry to do.
Absolutely. And that's the other thing, that alone time, that quiet time. I think
Mm-hmm.
that we underestimate the power of just being, just that
Yeah.
moment that we get to ourselves, and trying to train ourselves not to be going over our list of things to do, or not
Mm-hmm.
guilting ourselves of the things that we're not doing while we're sitting still and just being
Mm-hmm.
for a moment. I think
Mm-hmm.
that it is so important to take those pause moments. And you don't, I mean, if you can get to a point where you can pause and not think,
Mm-hmm.
how refreshed you feel. And
Mm-hmm.
even if it's just 5 minutes, we all deserve that.
I
And
totally agree.
But, guilt sometimes keeps us, we just feel like we have to go and be really busy. Or if I sit here for a few minutes, I could be doing this, and this instead. And I'm sure with your workout schedule, there's times where it's like, man, instead of doing the workout, I could be doing this instead. And those coulds and shoulds we just should not be shoulding on ourselves all the time.
Right.
And it's just really hard to do as a mom.
It's really hard, and taking the perfection and like side out of doing it, like to the mom thing, the kids are back to school. It's like their project, not that I don't want my kids to do well, but if they do just okay on it and we don't spend an extra 2 hours, we're in kindergarten. It's fine,
Right.
And that gives me an extra hour where we're not doing, they're all about me page so long or whatever, little things like that. It's like, it's okay. It's okay to just take a step back and not make it everything perfect.
I love it. And I'm so, you and I've spent very little time like together, but I just feel a connection with you. And I'm just so proud of you, as if you're, I've been your bestie, like cheering you on
I appreciate that a lot.
Huge commitment to do all that you do. The travel and you're running the business and the family, and still made this commitment to yourself because you just really wanted to be healthy. And then the reward is that you feel good and you think better
yes.
and all of the benefits, and your skin looks amazing. So if all I got to do is work out for that, I'm changing my commitment.
I will say it did change it. It changed my hair, my skin, everything. It did. So there's your motivation.
Yeah, there's my motivation. The shiny, healthy hair and the beautiful glow on your face. Yes. My motivation.
So funny. So funny.
Anyway, I try to keep these shows brief because I know people are super busy. And so I know people would love to see what's going on and cheer you on too. So how is the best way for them to keep up with all of the amazing things that you're doing?
Definitely my social media is just Maddy, K-A-Y, Rodriguez. I follow you, so if they go to your followers list, they can find me on there, or through Rene's profile at See Rene Speak. He has me in his little profile grid there. So we're both on there. But I'll definitely post after the show and hopefully have some type of award.
Good. So thank you so much for your time, and
Thank you.
Just keep on watching your journey, because I know you'll do something after this, because you
I will.
You're always doing something. I'm inspired, and hope you are too, to look at my goals differently, breaking them down into little bite-sized goals, giving myself grace and patience to stay committed using Maddy's advice. I want to remind you that you too can be anything or anyone that you want to be. Just spend a little time to yourself, just some quiet time, and figure out what that is. Then put a plan in place to make it happen. If you know someone else who needs this advice and this inspiration, please share this podcast with them as well. Hit that like button, hit the follow button if you haven't, and let others know that we are a community supporting each other to be all that we want to be in life.